Any questions of Jeff before I open up the public hearing?
With the drop in riders, how has that affected the cost per rider overall?
Well, the cost per rider went up in February to what is shown here.
Oh, I don't mean the fare increases. I mean, how much is the real cost? I know that they pay a portion and then the rest is taken over by our grants. So the overall cost per rider.
The cost per rider to transport is the same. The subsidy would be less. I don't have that figure for you exactly what the subsidy per rider is. The overall subsidy, I believe, is around $9.
Okay, so the cost per rider has stayed the same, and with the fare increases and the drop, we're making the same amount of money.
With the fare increases, when we originally proposed the budget, the 2008-9 budget, it had a fare increase projection that would have been mid-year implemented. So when I proposed to you these fare increases back in January, we did not increase this projection here. It remained the same. So we're projecting that based on our current ridership that we will bring in about $110,000 in fare revenue.
Okay, and then the first one that was adopted in the 08-09 operating, that was with the original fare?
That was with half a year of the original fare and projecting a fare increase. However, we did not project a service cut. So why I didn't increase fares any further, or revenue from fares any further, is because we've lost actual service hours. Those service hours translate directly into a loss of passengers, but we just simply can't pick up that many people. So they kind of offset each other.
So you anticipated that particular loss? I think you explained that to us last time you were before us.
Right. We anticipated that we were going to come to you for a fare increase when we proposed the 2008-9 budget. Mm-hmm. We did not anticipate that we were going to be coming to you with a service adjustment. So originally, this number didn't change. We did project it to be higher here originally, but now if you only increase it a quarter, as being proposed, that number wouldn't go up over.
Plus, you may increase ridership by giving the dollar transfer.
We may. I would caution, though, we are at just about capacity. So increasing ridership is going to be difficult without increasing service. Fortunately, we're kind of going the other way on service.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying then, even with the drop in ridership of over 1,000 people, we're still at capacity?
That's true, because we have dropped the hours as well as the number of vehicles in operation during the service day.
Okay, but you also say on here that a total of 9 subscribed riders for school tripper service either canceled service or changed from round trip to one way. Do you know how many the total number of subscribed riders is?
We have about 60.
About 60. And with this 17.3% drop to 82.7% of what we were carrying before, do we have any idea what the breakdown is in who is not using the service now? Is it the school kids, or is it the adults, seniors? Where are we impacting it?
I think where you're really seeing is an impact in, and we haven't had a chance to analyze 1 month's worth of data. Your school trippers, we have lost some of the high school students because our ability to pick those students up on that same run with one less bus on the road has been impacted. Our adult ridership may have dropped slightly. The main impact is coming from our reduction in service hours, though, where we used to have up to
5 to 6
buses.
o'clock.
And then the Saturday services.
Saturday service still continues until June, because that's grant funded until
right.
June. But a lot of it is the number of hours we are on the road with buses.
So have we reduced the number of buses we have out there?
That was one of the
From
things
7
that
to
was
5?
approved. We lost 20 hours of actual vehicle service hours per week.
How many buses did we have running in the past?
It depends strictly on the peak times of the day. We run anywhere from 3 to 5. Now we're down sometimes for about a half hour down to 1 bus. Typically we have 2. During the bell schedule, we're up to 4.
Okay, and then in the evening, that 5 to 6 o'clock, Were there that many passengers during that time to begin with?
There were.
Okay.
It was if you look hour by hour, it was lower than other hours of the day, but still a substantial number.
Okay, and the final question I have is related to these fares. I'm wondering, I mean, we saw this drastic reduction in numbers, but it seems to me now that this is not coming from the fare increases. But it seems to me that we don't really need the rates that we have. So instead of increasing the youth fare to $2, we could also drop the adult fare to $1.75 to equalize it. What kind of an impact on revenues do you think that would have?
Well, you figure we carry probably 20,000 adult trips. No, actually, it's more than that. About 30,000 adult trips. So if you drop it a quarter, whatever that'd work out to be.
It'd be about $7,500, I guess. Okay. Well, that's all fine then. No, that's okay. That's all the questions I have.
Okay. Any other questions before I open up the public hearing? All right.